During our last foray on the tops with Torchie and Dan, if you can remember, we caught up with a budding young ferreter and farmer's grandson, Callum Spence.
I've got a dog ferret at home. I've come with you lot to learn a bit more about ferreting so I can do it a bit better when I do it.
Along with Torchie and Dan, Steve Taylor was going to be on hand to show Callum how to set nets, dispatch the rabbits, all without having to do too much digging, or in Steve's case, any digging. After a quick masterclass, Callum set about setting his own net alongside Steve on the wind-swept hillside in the fine county of Yorkshire. Quick and easy to open, even quicker to lay, the perfect recipe for any good net. Torchie couldn't resist inspecting the warren, made some alterations before he took a ferret from his old wooden ferret box. Placed into the warren, the ferret signalled to Dan that his mark was true as a rabbit bolted. The net held firm, albeit with a little help from Dan, until Steve regained control, dispatched it and set a fresh net in its place. By this time, the ferret was working the pipes thoroughly and the rabbits didn't like it one bit. They were bolting everywhere, out of unseen holes, into nets. But one made the mistake of running into the net that Callum was guarding. Like a gazelle, he sprung into action and dispatched the rabbit inside the belly of the red long net. Once dispatched, he wrangled it at his leisure. Before returning to his post, a happy chappy. As usual, we let the ferret do its job without too much interference, above ground as well as below, but the windy conditions were starting to take its toll, and the rabbits were determined to stay in the warmth of their warren. This stubbornness was highlighted as one was staying put. Torchie got his old Mark I ferret locator out for an airing, and it wasn't long before he had a dig on his hands. Steve insisted that as host, Torchie did the digging, and he looked on eagerly. After a few spits of earth were removed, the ferret blinked into the bright Yorkshire sky as the warrens had been breached and its architect had been removed. All before Callum started to collect the rabbits. I had promised myself not to interfere, but when a rabbit bolted in front of me, the instincts kicked in. I just couldn't help myself. But that was as hard as I worked all day. Callum had a day to remember, I'm sure. Some food for the table, and a few memories that will undoubtedly last him his lifetime.